So we're in Ship Creek, and there was a ship that was called the Stromberg, I think it called. It was the noblest ship that ever floated the water. It was 88 metres long, and no expense was spared on the construction, including luxury first class cabins. She left Liverpool on her maiden voyage to Melbourne in 1855, carrying 430 passengers and 3,000 tonne of cargo. Confidently saying 60 days to Melbourne. Flew on a mask. So while the weather was not favourable, setting sail records, the journey was relatively uneventful until on the 27th of December 1855, days from the port, it struck an uncharted sand spit near Peterborough off the Victorian coast. Luckily no lives were lost, but from what I can work out is that the ship drifted, lost in the sea, and all of a sudden, mysteriously, a shipwreck was found on this coast. It travelled a long, long way. Hey, another stretch our leg moment. Left the west coast, we're heading back sort of inland and stopping at one or two waterfalls on the way. This one here is called Thunder Falls, 28 metres, good amount of water coming out of there, doozy. Quite popular too, judging by how many cars are up at the car park, so hopefully there's one or two spots left for us to have a look. There you go. How's that for a waterfall? Not bad. Alright, time for another leg stretcher. This one's called Fantail Falls. It's just off the road, not far, a couple of minutes. There we go, appropriately named Fantail Falls. Lovely, beautiful rivers of New Zealand. Fabulous scenery. Look how this landscape just towers up above you. And what a day. Cannot believe it. Reeds was Lake Harawira and Lake Wanaka are glacial lakes, long and narrow and carved by ice. situated almost side by side topographically. Two lakes, once connected, are now separated by a narrow neck of land called an isthmus. The land is known as a neck and has exceptional lookout points of each of these lakes. Anyway, been for a quick walk around Cardrona Hotel, just on the outside at the moment. Pretty inviting. One of the formalities I found over there, real nice hot tub. Could be keen for a bit of a dip in there before dinner or after dinner. It's going at a nice, just shy of 40 degrees. Anyway, we'll see if we can get across this road without getting knocked over. This is it, the Cardrona Hotel. Awesome. Thanks to Reese and Jenna. I didn't think I'd ever get here. It was one of those spots which was on my bucket list. I'd always seen this picture postcard perfect little hotel, bar, tavern, whatever you want to call it. And there it is in real life. Real popular event for weddings and just events and things. In a really nice picturesque setting. So you've got the beautiful poplar trees, maple trees, all those sort of things just starting to change colour. Look really nice. There it is. Cardrona Hotel. Well, it's a bit quieter to walk around here now than it was last night. It was really busy, but check out the inside of this Cardrona Hotel. Just like the Aussies, throwing money up on the ceiling. However, they're a little bit tidier, these ones. It's not a big scrunched up ball. It's nicely printed up there. And always a beautiful roaring fire going. It's so warm in here. Terrific bar out the back. So the rundown, they've got here some frequently asked questions. So the hotel, 155 years. Do you brew your own Cardrona ale? They used to. Where's the nearest petrol station? Wanaka. What else is of interest? They burn kauri firewood and they burn 380 cubic meters per year. What else is of interest? What happened to the other half of the hotel? Yeah, the wife took it. They've got 16 rooms. It's 2 k's to the access road for the ski field from here. Yeah, it was just some interesting little ones here. So this is the outdoor area. once again, it was pretty busy there last night. Obviously, one of the busiest spots would have been right here. Oh, big sun in my face here. Beautiful outdoor fireplace. And they offer these glass houses around here as well. Nice toasty spot in the glass house. Anyway, we'll go out and have a look at the front. There you have it. The money shot at Cardrona Hotel. Oh yeah, I don't know whether you can hear it, but yeah, they're roaring. Right, so we've left Cardrona Hotel, heading back into Wanaka to get the old fabulous morning shots of Wanaka, but there's a beautiful Cardrona Distillery we might go and have a look at. It's just a little early for, what do? I think they do vodkas and gins, I think. But just outside the entrance to the distillery, probably gives you an idea how good the distillery is, because a whole lot of women gone left their bras behind. But I think that fence needs some reinforcing, there's that many on there. But it's also in aid of breast cancer, so a very nice little touch. So once again, walking up to this Cardrona Distillery, the old theme of the glass houses. Oh, and across the road just there, I think, that looks like the access to the Cardrona ski field, which is up there. It's not a high one, but gets a bit of snow up there obviously. And yeah, the distillery itself, look at these buildings. Beautiful. Judging by the stainless steel that I see through the window, that looks like the distillery itself. So, even though I'm not a vodka or a gin drinker, but apparently it's all infused with nice little flavours. So, could be convinced. But it is early in the morning, so we'll have a look at this lovely little distillery. So judging by the plaque, the first spirit flowed on the 23rd of October 2015. The first cast was laid the 5th of November 2015. So I believe they contribute the quality of their spirits, obviously, to the beautiful water that comes from up in the hills. So we'll go on in and have a look at what they've got in here. Close to it there in a nutshell. But one of the fascinating ones would be this one here. The pear harvest. That's 35 or 67. Right, one of the must see and do things when you're in Wanaka, come on down and check out the tree. It's actually a little bit hard to see from my angle here at the moment, but it's it's taken 70 years to get this size. Poor old buggers stranded out there in the water, but it always creates a beautiful, picturesque scene, and it does look gorgeous with all these trees. These trees are kind of like taking its limelight, sadly. one of the last places we're going to visit before we leave Wanaka. Crossfire. This is Reese's little baby. It's a shooting range, so go and see what he's organised for us here. There's also archery, mini putt, golf, playbirds, and something about battlefields you can do here too, so what a range of events. Just stretching our legs. Just coming across the Burkes Pass. So it says here that this monument is to commemorate the centennial of the first liberation of Red Deer in Otago in March 1871. Right. The next little spot we have stopped at. It's a place called the Clay Cliffs. They're meant to be a geological phenomenon where you get sediment rock that sort of looks like that, all packed on top of each other. But this one here, it's sort of misaligned like that, and it used to be a bed of an old lake many hundreds of thousands of years ago. Now this is a spot I don't mind stretching my legs at. I think it's, we're unsure, Ohau Channel. There's an A and a B. But got some anglers down here fishing. Great spot and popular. We're at the top part. Down there there's heaps of caravanners and RVs. They're all hogging the bottom part. Let's see how this goes. But what a beautiful bit of scenery. We're just a few minutes from our last stop, so we're about half an hour to spare. So we're going to throw a line in and see if we get some tucker tonight. Well, we've moved on from our fishing spot, and I don't have to tell you what the score was, but if you've got any suggestions for dinner tonight, put them in the comments below. But what a spot. This is Pukaki, Lake Pukaki, and Mount Cook in the distance. Beautiful. Well, as you can see by the sun in my eyes, it's morning time. Yesterday, didn't get much footage after our fishing trip. We stopped at Lake Tekapo, pulled into a lovely B&B there, had a nice meal, and it was pretty cold, so we elected to play wusses and stay inside. But we did get up early this morning, and we went for a fish, but still, we're hungry. So just out of Tekapo, we were going to go and do there was an observatory in the morning, but you can just see the cloud behind me, and Tekapo was down to virtually the ground in cloud. So yeah, we're in a nice little spot here. This is called Burkes Pass, and we flew in here hoping maybe we could get a coffee, but we're too early. But terrific old bits and pieces laying around here. There's also some beautiful chairs and tables, and behind me there's some wicked little bit timber there, old outhouses. It's vintage tin signs. Oh, it's just like American pickers all over. Well, Mike would have a field day in here, I think. Oh, there's even a little TQ midget here or something. That would be into the show. Look at that. Yep, Picker's Barn. So a great little spot to stop just out of Tekapo. Oh, it's a beautiful day. We're in for another cracker, but we've just got a trip now from here back to Christchurch, which we got to basically get ourselves all packed up and ready for tomorrow. There you go, we're in the township of Rakaia, and you get greeted by the big salmon. So I wasn't able to pull one out of the water, so this is the best I can do. Cardrona Distillery. Once again, the old theme of the lighthouses are up. Go back to that one. Testing. Okay, get back to you soon.